I was gonna say, is Pandora still a thing?
Yeah. I don't know anybody who uses Pandora other than my mom, but it is still a thing.
Pandora. What was the other? iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, Deezer. There's some
Deezer
other
nuts.
random ones. Deezer nuts for all right.
These are nuts. I'll tell you what.
If I've ever seen nuts before, these are them.
So, a little bit of a story time too. I kind of wanted to get into because you could always see. We like to take on a lot of interesting beers and, cider, whatever, just really cool kind of niche drinks. But you'll often see us sipping on Topo Chico. And we've already been hooked on them, definitely, without a doubt. But this glass bottle came out, and it's a game changer, man.
It tastes so good.
Yeah. Like, how'd you describe it earlier? Like, you saw it, and you're just like, it looks like water.
Yeah.
And you just want it. Yeah.
I was taking them out of the box, and when I was cooking, I wanted something to drink, and I was like, it just looks so refreshing. Cracked it open, took one sip. In the can, I feel like you get that kind of like, not slimy, but
Yeah.
it's kind of got that texture to it. This is just so clean, so smooth. Look at it. It's
it
like
is.
barely any carbonation.
Yeah, it's just that little fizz,
Yeah.
that feels good going down. And what's so funny about it is, so I picked up this pack and I brought them by my work, and one of my coworkers are familiar with Topo Chico, which originally a mineral water that you just get, a non-alcoholic.
Oh.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that.
They kind of like a San Pellegrino thing. So
Yeah.
they came out with these seltzers, which are killer. So I was like, hey, they got to try like the hard ones, the alcoholic version. So I gave a couple to my bosses. Then one of my coworkers like, oh, what are those? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the Topo Chico like seltzers. I'm like, here, but I was like, don't give this one to the son. It's a grown-up drink, which you would think would insinuate contains alcohol.
Yeah.
Would you not? When you say like, big
Yeah.
boy, grown-up drink, don't give it to your son. He's like, oh, yeah, for sure. The next day I come in and he's like, you set me up. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I didn't know there was alcohol in that. He's like, I haven't had alcohol in 10 years. And I was like, no. Where, thank God, thankfully, it wasn't like a real problem. He wasn't like an alcoholic, but just for him in that stage in his life when he would drink, it would lead to more dangerous things. So it was kind of that gateway. So thankfully, I took a sip.
You put him right back in it.
He was able to tell there was alcohol in it and ended up dumping it, which at our seasoned expertise, if you handed me one of these and said there's no alcohol in it, I would believe you.
Yeah, I mean, it says hard seltzer,
Yeah.
and it says 4.7% alcohol per by
Right.
volume.
It's on the bottle, but yeah, I was just thinking a normal Topo Chico,
Yeah, I mean, you take a swig of it and it seems a little off, and you look at it, you're gonna immediately, it's not like they're hiding the fact that there's alcohol in it.
Right. But I think just as often as we drink, like, I don't get like a big alcohol like tinge with these.
It tastes like a drink.
Yeah, it just
It's
tastes
so
like a
good.
drink. Yeah, so can't rave enough about them. Right now, they only have, I believe, the strawberry guava in the glass bottle.
I've yet to see them in store, so
Yeah, it's funny, dude. When I check, I've seen them at Bevmo and I've seen them at Total Wine, but there's always just one box left, like every time, and it's kind of that broken box that everyone like left and grabbed the nice new one.
people are buying them up.
I think they're hotcakes, so I'm hoping we'll see in the variety pack. You'll see like mango, lemon, lime, exotic pineapple. So I'm hoping they come out with those in the glass because
If they just came out with a full 12-pack of the lemon lime ones,
it would be golden. Because we mentioned that earlier. Lemon lime is like, especially for seltzers, like the easiest to like not get burnout on and just throw back.
yeah. And it's like, if you're trying to not drink soda or something, usually people will just get like soda water and then
Yeah.
put lemons and limes in it. 'Cause
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
gives it that bit of flavor, and
Yeah, a
the
little fizzy,
bubbles makes
yeah.
you feel like you're drinking something, kind of tricks your brain, but it's super subtle, It's an easy drink to drink every day.
Oh yeah, which we do in fact
Yeah.
drink every day.
Probably shouldn't like proudly advertise that.
just being real here. We probably, we have our off days, but more often than not, if we just get home from work, want to grab a drink, it's one of these.
Yeah,
But-
just grab a Chico.
Even the casino, when you ask for a Topo Chico, they bring out one of these bad boys.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm gonna have to start ordering those when I'm there.
Yeah. Now, as far as seltzers, dude, what other ones have you tried?
Pretty much just White Claw. I've had the Corona ones, I think. Are there Corona ones, or am I misremembering?
There might be, because I know there's Michelob Ultra. Bud has
Light.
seltzers.
Yeah.
White Claw, High Noon, Truly.
I've pretty much only had. Oh, I've had Trulies too.
Yeah.
The White Claws, Trulies, and then I think the Corona one. But
Yeah.
honestly, they were all garbage compared to Topo Chico.
Yeah. Like, the only, like, big name one that stood out to me is I did like the Michelob Ultra for a while, but I mean, this took the crown the second I tasted one.
Yeah, this one's just a good drink.
High Noons are cool. The flavors are all right, but it's like, I like the fact that they're actually like vodka. It's just a little bit of vodka and soda water.
Yeah.
Where these, when you have a seltzer, if you're ever curious what kind of like liquor or alcohol goes into it, it's malt liquor. You're essentially drinking an Old English, but just a tasty one in
Yeah.
a smaller bottle.
One that doesn't taste like gasoline.
Exactly. But
Steel Reserve is going to go out of business.
sometimes, boy, you need a lot of gasoline to get you running.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. You get your Blackberry Steel Reserve. Fuck Steel Reserve, dude.
Yeah, those things. Gasoline. Yeah, it's the best way to describe it.
I would not mind if Steel Reserve just was like, yeah, we're not going to make this anymore.
If it just went, there'd be so many people like clamoring on the windows of like Circle K's, like, where's Steel Reserve?
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be a huge advertisement thing, you know? It's
Yeah.
like a sad scene of them taking the Steel Reserves away, and it's like, hey, have a Topo.
Yeah. They're like, these are delicious, but I can't get drunk off of these like I can Steel Reserve.
Fair, yeah. I mean, I feel like if you got a couple tall cans of these and slammed them really fast, you could probably get kind of there. But Steel Reserves are just potent.
Yeah, they're potent stuff.
Yeah.
They're a one trick, but just lately I feel like we've been stoked on a lot of drinks. I mean, the Alley Cat was really good.
Yeah.
That we featured in our last episode, which was a cocktail, kind of like an old fashioned in a bottle with a little twist. And then we went to a Japanese restaurant to talk some, ideas for our content with our buddy Bryce. And dude, that Kirin, I never had one. Those are good.
Yeah. Kieran's another one of my favorite beers. Just another easy drinker,
Yeah.
It's like the cheap beers that you get, but it's like good. It's a good beer.
Exactly.
It's just dry. It's simple.
It tastes like straight beer. Like, yeah, it's not something that's like, oh, you'll notice the hops, you'll notice the malt, this fruity element. Like, it's just tastes like a straight good beer.
Yeah, that's something you could you get off of work and you go out with some coworkers. You could drink a Kirin, Kirin with friends.
I feel like that's probably the beer they're pouring in a lot of anime, where they're like at those, I don't even know what to call them, dude. You might know the name. It's like the bars, but you're on the ground. You have kind of a private room, and then you call the server, and they come in and bring your drinks.
Yeah.
It's always like the salary men. They go there after work,
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I don't know what they're specifically called, but
Yeah.
I know they have services like that in onsens, like hotels or resorts. I guess they would
Right.
technically be, just like a little. You get your own room and they come in and serve you, but that's your room. But yeah, they have them at restaurants too. I think you see like the work parties. You'll see them a lot in anime. Like if the office goes out to have a party, it's like their party room, instead of having like a banquet hall with big circle tables and everybody's getting catered and stuff. They just have a bunch of long tables and everybody sits on the floor.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be, man. We need more of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just in that culture. Another thing I appreciate is they value privacy so much. Like, think about that. A lot of times you'll go out, you have a room to like grab some drinks, be with friends. Karaoke. Exactly. Because I remember I did karaoke at round one, but it was like the lone karaoke room and it was open glass. So everybody could see in. I was walking in. It was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was like it would bleed through the glass so everyone could hear you singing. And,
Usually when they do karaoke, they do it in like a busy bar where anybody can take part. You know, I don't
Right.
think there's really any like soul karaoke spots out here.
yeah,
There should be.
there might be. We'll have to look at because I know San Diego had a couple, but like far and few in between. You know.
I feel like San Diego has some incorporations because being like a port town, like they're right next to the coast,
Oh yeah.
so that kind of blending of culture, they definitely have more shit than Arizona has. you
Yeah.
know?
But we get it. It's just like a few months later. It starts hitting our way.
Yeah.
It has to travel the desert, make it here.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 cat cafes out here.
Are there really?
Yeah, we should go.
Have you been to one?
No,
Dude, we should go.
we should go to one.
Cat Cafe episode.
Yeah,
That could be it. Filmed in the Cat Cafe.
we could ask them.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, yeah, we got, we're not very popular, but can we film a podcast there just like after hours?
Or
Maybe
better
do some
yet,
interviews?
do you think anyone's ever like robbed a cat cafe, not for the money, but for the cats?
Surely.
Like,
If they had to have.
give me all your fucking cats.
Somebody's like,
You don't want money?
somebody's had like a bag. And
Yeah.
they were sitting there and they were like, I like this one. And put the cat in the bag and then left the cafe.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. It has to have happened.
Can I get a to-go box? Just stuff a small kitten in there.
Is that a box meowing? No.
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 You're hearing the other cats that are
Yeah.
walking around here.
This place full of them.
I'm gonna go now. Yeah, that's a thought. So, dude, what are some things you've been watching the past week?
I know we've both watched the new season of Rising of a Shield Hero, so we'll wait to talk about that. But you kind of came in, sat down on Tomodachi Game.
Yeah.
So, and that's fresh in my mind because I was just watching it. It's got 6 episodes out. A little bit of a rundown because it's kind of confusing. When I was trying to tell you what was going on, I kind of felt like I was confusing myself,
Yeah.
But it's basically like Squid Game, but instead of the people taking part dying, they just get more debt. Like the Tomodachi Game is this concept that if somebody is in debt, they can apply to play. Or I think you can just apply to play at any point.
Yeah.
But you start the game, with you and a group of friends or random people, I guess, but it's their friends. You start the game and they give you a certain amount of debt, and playing the games determines how much you get taken off of that debt. And they start to, instead of killing the people, it's killing their friendships. They start they pin them against each other to try to get their debt down more than the other people and stick them, because I think one person has to take all of the debt by the end of the game.
Oh, okay. But what's the incentive of the game?
I think somebody gets the debt and the other people, if they get out of debt, you can make money.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if you stick
so
one person,
with
with
the
all
debt,
of the
yeah.
debt, then everybody else gets a little payout.
Okay, so they
I
make
think
money.
At least.
Yeah.
I was cooking for the first couple episodes, honestly, but I came back and sat down at the juicy parts, and I think that's what was important. I don't know why they're there. I guess somebody was in debt and applied for them, and they just kind of randomly. I think when I saw it, it's like they get teleported into the game because it seems very magical. Not really magical, but
like techno magical,
Yeah.
like some technology, weird.
yeah, you see the
metaphysical,
weird
yeah.
small people that are the instructors or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are costumes, and he has to jump off of this roof in the middle of nowhere to get to the next game. It has a surreal feeling to it. It's not hyper realistic,
Right, not like a Darwin's game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if anything, there's just a lot to be learned because you said there's 6 episodes
Yeah.
currently, and even just from the little I watched, and we'd scroll through the comments, and they said it covers 11 chapters of the manga, where there's already over 190 that have been translated.
Yeah. So one season, a show like this, 13 episodes would probably be 25 chapters.
Yeah.
Roughly about. So they have 4 seasons pretty much.
Right.
I don't know. And I was just telling you, even in these by episode 4, I was like, I feel like they're giving me the answer right now. And then it completely just flips. And I was telling you I'm always amazed at anime of like, I don't know what the next part of this show is going to be.
Yeah.
Because once this gets solved, is the show over? Or do they do this? And it's like, oh, nope, just kidding. Now everything's different.
It's a hard one to predict. That's for sure. Like, even just the little I had seen, out of context and start following the episodes with you, like, you think you were so certain it's going to go a certain way, and then just boom, bah, like, shit takes a complete 180. And
it starts going different directions.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's cool,
people
though.
Are betraying each other. It's got a lot of the Death Note style, like, the whole episode, But I noticed, like, things did happen when they were talking about his plan that he had been enacting since the beginning of the game. It actually went back and it showed it. I kind of picked up on it, but I didn't pay attention to it. There's this part of the game, the badmouth Sugorochi or whatever, where they have to write bad things, bad secrets about their friends to progress in the game. I'm not going to explain the whole game because it's confusing as fuck. But, what was I saying? The badmouth game. They got when it was explaining it, like, he goes in there and says he left a card blank, but it showed him holding the pen.
Yeah.
So it recalls to that later and says, like, the master plan he had.
Yeah.
It's not really that big of a master plan, but
yeah, I mean, it does even. I think it's funny because, like, at least half of one of the episodes we watched, it's like those moments where they say something and then you see the shift where there's like a second kind of like apparition floating in them where it's like their inner thoughts.
Yeah.
Like just making the sinister face where you're just like, huh, of course, you can trust me. Little does he know it was my plot the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would do anything for you, only if you obey all of my orders. Like, it just
they've got a lot
had
of
that back and forth. It was kind of funny.
They've got a lot of the cool character design. It's like, it seems like a cheap, quick. It seems like one of the more just run of the mill, pumped out anime.
Yeah,
but it's got a lot of cool design factors, I think. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's got that feeling to it, but the design definitely holds up. And I was saying it makes me want to go read the manga. I think I'm going to try to catch up.
It's little things like the bobblehead looking characters when the game ensues that kind of make it like distinguished, Like you think of that, Yeah, just
in these intense situations, just doing a stupid little dance and making squeaky noises. But I mean, that's the eccentricity or whatever of anime that's, makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, it can be this serious moment, but it's like, it's a serious moment with like a squishy mascot man. And it's like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
It's kind of like Glepner was one that was like that. Gleipner or Glepner? Did you ever see that one where he's like,
I don't think so.
in the costume of like the bear dog looking mascot with the sharp teeth? I think. Oh, I don't have the manga stack over here, but I have the manga. But it's like a girl goes inside of him and controls him, and
I don't think I've seen.
Oh, you would love that shit.
Yeah, I don't think
I gotta show that one to you. But yeah, kind of like anytime I think of it, I think of like the costumes and those elements of it,
Yeah, it's always those strange bits that remind you you're watching anime.
Yeah.
Like, there's some of those meme videos where it's like that old guy transforming into the robot and then like having a battle in the sky, or the girl acting like she's going to get naked, but then she turns into like a transformer. It's my favorite video to show to people because the first 30 seconds, they're just like, why are you showing me this? Like, this is very strange. And once she starts transforming, laughter.
Yeah.
Every single time. Because it's not what you think. There is no predicting that happening in that scene.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you don't show the normal offerings to
I do.
people.
I do. And I regret it later thinking maybe I shouldn't show those things to everybody because, I feel like there's some people that get me and like my terrible humor, and if I see this, you have to as well.
Like if you enjoy seeing like a curvaceous Lightning McQueen or Sonic the Hedgehog without his shoes sticking his toes out at you with a little ASMR monologue, this is the guy. He's the one who will send it to you when you least
so
expect
funny.
it. It really is so funny because it's never, you're not like, oh, I got to show you this or talking about it. I just get it. My Discord goes off and I look and I'm like, oh God, not again.
I always like that concept too, is because I know a lot of people like have Discord up on their second monitor, and if I was just talking to them, I know it's probably still open. So I just drop something in there like 5 minutes after we're done chatting, and they're like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Some
funny.
real nasty stuff out there, and you detective your way to it.
I'm not even that bad, man.
No, it's not that. I'm overplaying it, but
Nick is bad. Nick has sent me some shit that I'm like, do not send me stuff like this. I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's just,
No, yeah, that's the thing where it's like you feel, like you're forced into it, where it's like, whoa, now this appeared on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm blocking your number, man.
It's not really that bad. The one that really did it though was like he sent me a video of him taking a shit and just like making the nastiest face, and like he told me to play it with the sound on. And I was like, I don't like you. That's disgusting.
Yeah, see, I never liked that. Like, I understand sending a goofy ass face to your friends, or kind of like, these weird memes you would rather not see, but like, there was a while, dog, when like Snapchat was first popping off, everyone's sending their poop to each other in like the toilets.
I think I kind of remember that. Yeah, I was never about that.
I never joined the poop game.
Yeah,
you know,
I was never about that. I turn around, I look at my shit, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm like, I have to flush. I'm not like, I should really get a picture of this before it goes and send it to all of my friends, and they'll get a real kick out of it because it's stinky poop.
Dog, check out my meaty log.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
I know we had a lot of friends though that did that.
Yeah,
I'm just glad to say that we didn't. I appreciate you for not sending me pictures
you too,
of your
buddy.
shit.
Yeah, we're clean slates there,
Yeah. What have you been watching? Because I know we watched a couple of the same ones, but
yeah,
I noticed there was one that it said I had recently watched when I was looking for a new one.
Yeah,
that I didn't watch. I can't remember the name of it.
Dude, there was another one where like priestess healer.
Something my healer.
Something my healer. I'm not going to talk about that one because I think I saw like an episode. I have to watch it some more.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple. But there was one. God, it was like reincarnated as a skeleton knight.
warrior or skeleton. Yeah, that's one of the ones when we went over like ones that were coming out spring.
Yeah,
right around now that we were like, oh, that one looks cool.
That one's cool. It is cool. It's just another. So it's not like the super generic isekai, but it's like a step above that. It's just the feel good.
Is it
Kinda
below or above the Faraway Paladin?
Below.
Certainly
below. Yeah, Faraway Paladin is. Yeah,
that kind of puts it where
that's an upper echelon. Yeah, so it's in between that, but it's not quite like. I can't even think of like a generic one right now. It's in my head.
In another world with my smartphone.
Yeah,
great wise man's grandchild.
There's one that's like even below that. It was like 7 something.
Is it? Are you talking about not the failure crest one, right?
No, that one was actually
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like
I watched
leaning that side, but like that one was better.
I watched a couple episodes.
But yeah, anyways, definitely watch The Skeleton Knight. It's a feel good, It's
just a quick
jokes.
little...
Haha, I'm a skeleton. No, and then the cool moments with the fight, where he's like, my lady, I've come to save you. And then he's like, oh, I'm a skeleton, So it's just really touches on that kind of, like plot point. But one thing I did watch in like 2 nights that I didn't think I would like, and it's not anime, it is animation, was Invincible.
Yeah.
Because I had a client tell me about it, and I feel like a lot of us have seen the pictures of like Omni Man, just the mustache guy beating the shit out of somebody, and you're like, what?
I've seen him with the boof eyes a lot.
Yeah, you're like, what weird Superman knockoff is this? You know?
I know it was like the Boys or whatever. What was that? Is that what it was called? The Boys or something else. There was that Amazon movie where it was like superheroes, but it was like realistic. You know? It's like his laser eyes were like tearing through people, and it showed the bad sides of what could happen. But
yeah, I'm
just
not familiar with that, but
it's the mature superheroes.
yeah. So yeah, this one's definitely not for kids or the faint of heart. And I'm not really into like superhero stuff. We've talked about it before. Like I think some of it's cool, but I don't go out of my way.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like
Here and there.
the X-Men cartoons, you know, I like those, and the God, it's leaving. Oh, Batman Beyond. That was one I really liked as a kid. But
Yeah.
this one, yeah, I never gave it a shot because of that. Because I'm like, I could be watching something else, and you know, it didn't really catch my attention. But after I tried it, because I couldn't really think of anything to watch that day, man, shit is nuts.
It's pretty good. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
It's like 45-minute episodes. There's 9 of them. Yeah, I binged it in 2 nights, so like after work, like stayed up way too late. But pretty much without like spoiling, because this is difficult not to spoil a lot of it. But basically, what you get from the get-go is there's Omni-Man, which is like kind of your Superman personification, but like the strongest hero, and he's from another planet. He's a Vilrumite or something, and you know, just flies, super strength, all that cool stuff. And there's a bunch of heroes. He has a son. His son was like, oh, my powers happened, you know, because he didn't have them when he was younger, and he was just taking out the trash at his shitty fast food job, and he's like launched it into space, you know. But you think it's going to go that direction, and then you just see a scene where Omni-Man just crushes somebody's skull in, and brains squirt out, and their eyes, you know, like start turning pink to red because of the pressure. You're just like, fuck. Like, it is brutal. It's like Mortal Kombat fatality brutal, you know? But great story. Same kind of like, a lot like Death Note, dude, in the sense where it's like kind of the cat and mouse, like the, you know, always one-ing up each other, like mystery. You know, they're trying to hide this and they're trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
And, great watch. There's a comic series. I haven't read any of that shit, but I mean, it looks cool. And there's a lot more story to it. They're saying the people that did the animation was like, it could be like 5 or 6 seasons, but they take a long ass time. As does Western animation does.
I was going to say, it's been, because it came out a while ago.
Yeah, it's not new or anything, but
I've been seeing the videos and like the memes from it and stuff for quite a bit of time, and I just never got around to watching it. But I think you might, it's not entirely the same, but you might like some of, like DC's animated movies.
Yeah.
Because like there's one where the Reverse Flash, Thomas Wayne as Batman, I think it's in like the Flashpoint series. He shoots the Reverse Flash through the head, but the Reverse Flash like keeps his atoms at a point where it won't kill him, but he still has the hole through his head.
Oh, wow.
So he's like going between time and stuff, and he's just got this hole in his head. He's like, yeah, I've made sure my atoms, like that part of me doesn't exist. Like, he's just moved his brain like around the hole. And
that's
pretty
gnarly.
cool. It's not as intense as Invincible, but DC definitely like they shine in their animated movies.
Yeah.
I think so. They're pretty good. If you like the, you know, the Western animation style of Invincible and stuff, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
And they're mostly movies, so you don't really have to like lock in for a season, you know, if you just want to throw on a movie.
Oh, totally. I think I saw like Bryce had one of a Batman animated movie that was like relatively newer. We watched over here, but this is still like a few years ago.
I might have it somewhere actually.
Oh, no kidding.
It might be one of the Flashpoints.
Okay.
Because I love those movies.
Yeah, they're dope, you know.
Yeah. The animation I think is super sick with them. Like the fight scenes are actually cool, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just like some shitty Cartoon Network stuff that you get. I mean, not that Cartoon Network's bad. It's just...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, though.
When
you
grow up and you watch animated stuff, it's, you know, kid shows are fine, but
yeah,
sometimes I also like the
the gritty.
Show me some shit, you know?
Nitty gritty.
Give me a real good story that I can only process as an adult.
Yeah. And yeah, Western animation is just one of those things, I think, where it loses its appeal oftentimes, especially before it kind of gets more adult. You know, it's just, I'm not going to say lazier, because that's a terrible way to describe it, but it's different in the sense where it's not uglier either. It's like anatomically, characters are definitely more human-esque.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they have more distinct noses and features, but almost in a way where they're a little fugly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that could just be attributed to the fact that, like, we prefer the anime style.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's like all the dudes have those wide square chins. All the girls have the same, like, you know, feminine face.
Yeah.
It's like, just give everybody a pointed shit and, you know?
Right.
That's just basically just anime.
And yeah, I mean, but once you start getting to the more adult stuff, like the more rigid DC and like Invincible, like I could get behind it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out tomorrow and, you know, see me in like a Batman t-shirt from Target with a Batman snapback and like, man, you see the last hero movie, you know? But I could appreciate a good one when I see it.
I think that's one thing that can be said about it is like, you know, the reason why we don't attach to them as frequently is like it's not that we're against it, but with that kind of animation and everything, like you really gotta tell the story, you know, like give me something really good entertainment wise, because with anime, you know, I've watched some slop and enjoyed it, you know,
just because it's pretty to look at.
Yeah, just because the animation is done well and the formula was respected, and they, you know, they didn't do anything wrong. It's not something that I'd be like, bro, you gotta watch this. But I enjoyed because I liked the style. I imagine that's how those people feel about like DC and Marvel and stuff. It's like,
totally, yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. They just like seeing their superhero on screen. They go, woo!
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a Batman shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm wearing titties.
Nothing against that, but yeah, it's. I think, you know, we've picked a side to where I'll watch those things and compare it to anime as like that's my standard and my bar, just because we like it. And I think part of that too, a lot of times comes from the intrigue of no matter how much anime you watch, it's still culturally different. It's from Japan. We haven't been to Japan. We've never lived there, you know. There's historic elements to it to where we even see the opposite side where, you know, dude, there was like a huge fascination with like Minions in like Japan, like, you know.
Well, not even there. Like people were obsessed with Minions everywhere for some reason.
But I mean, like kind of our cutesy, like Pixar, Disney stuff. I think that has that same intrigue in Japan because it's more of a Western, you know, film. So to them, it's like the feeling we get when we watch anime, like, whoa, this is different. I'm learning about these cultures. Like they get that from, you know, Disney and maybe even like hero animation, you know, who knows? But
yeah. I think anime is pretty popular over there too.
Well, yeah, no, without a doubt.
But I definitely get that you know it is
the intrigue factor is what I'm getting at.
The intrigue
of
something different. You know, it's, and I just learned that like the sun comes up at like 4:30 in the morning in Japan. So those times you see like, you know, they're walking to school, it could be like 5 a.m. You know, I always envisioned it as like 9 a.m. and I always think like,
it's like that perfectly
sunny
sunny day.
For the day, you know, but they could be out there like 5 a.m. walking to class, go to school, and then they have all this after school activity, and then when they get home and they're in bed, like it could be like 8 p.m., you know? It's just so weird for me to think about stuff like that because I go to sleep at like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to think that like there's people out there really living their lives at that time.
Yeah.
I know that has nothing to do with Japan, but it's just always something I notice of like, damn, imagine if I was productive.
Dude, I know. Tell me about it. I woke up at 4 today. I didn't even go to bed that late. It was just I would be up for like an hour just dicking around on my phone, fell back asleep, where I really do think I have a problem I have to look into. But it just like, after that, you're like, damn, where did my day go?
Yeah.
Or you could be up till 7 in the morning, but it's like, what did you do from 1 to 7?
Yeah.
You know? I think that always begs the question there, but dude, if we could just have it all, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being able to enjoy the morning and the late night.
Listen, if I never had to sleep, I wouldn't.
Same here.
I don't like sleeping.
Yeah.
I always put it off, and then I sleep way too long because I'm tired. Then I wake up, and I'm like, fuck, I slept too long. I get up. I don't want to do anything because I just got out of bed, and I'm tired. But I don't know, man. You know, those times where you sleep 2 hours and you wake up and you have all that energy, I love that.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, ooh, I only had to sleep 2 hours, and now I can, like, get some shit done. And then if I want to go back to sleep, fuck it. But, like, if I just didn't need to sleep, yes, I would take it. I don't need it. I can lay down and just watch something, you know, for 12 hours and then get up and be like, all right, let's go. But yeah, fuck sleep.
Yeah, the only thing I appreciate about sleep is the kind of like perspective shift, like waking up. If you had a bad day, but you know, you go to bed and you wake up the next day, it's just the construct of days and time and everything that we abide by.
Yeah.
You know, that shifts after sleep where we go adhere to that and we're like, oh, it's a different day. I feel differently. Where I think if like you were up just continuous and you were stuck in your thoughts, it would like never end. Or it would, but you would no longer have a concept of like what you're even doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you just check in for the night, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this day is over. You stick your finger in a little thing, and it's just like, and then you power back up, and it's like, oh, new day. But it's only been 30 seconds, you know? You go into a 30-second stasis that
See, I could get
brain.
behind that. I like that, you know?
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Leave it to the scientists. It's not my job.
That is not my job.
Let me live my life entirely normally, but I don't want to sleep anymore.
Yeah.
Is that possible? And how much do I have to pay? Basically.
Think of this. Even if it puts you into debt, like let's say you could do a payment program for how expensive this therapy or technology is, you would now have all the time in the world to pay it back. You could be twice as productive.
And arguably, you could say that like if you're not having to sleep, you wouldn't be tired. So like you could do so much more. I mean, if you sleep 8 hours a night, 7 days a week, I could go get another full-time job, and because I'm not tired, I just work, you know?
Well,
I'm not tired. I don't mind. I'll go work. I got nothing else to do.
think of if sleep was just completely omitted from the equation and all of the recovery you would get is just purely from eating. Like let's say, you have been going at it for 27 hours and you're starting to feel tired. You take a bite of something, back up.
Yeah.
It's like just filling up a tank with gasoline. Like sleep is no longer a part of that. You just have to eat to sustain energy.
Carry around some rice everywhere with me. Just like have rice balls.
Yeah.
I need my energy. All right, let's go.
Or what if there was like a sleep vampire?
A sleep vampire?
Like if you could steal the rest from somebody that's sleeping, you like touch them, right? And you take in some of that recovery and they wake up, they're like, man, I feel like shit. I feel like I only slept a couple hours. I know I was in bed for at least 8. But you could go around not really, you know, hurting anybody because you could just go like, you know, 20 minutes from you, 20 minutes from you.
The fuck?
It sounds like some like psychopaths.
Yeah, right? That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
So,
but like you don't have to
just,
immediately touch them. Maybe just like your immediate street, you could just feel the presence of people sleeping and like sap it from them.
and then you like you start a cult. So you can have like a barracks where you have like all the newcomers sleep, and they're like thralls. You just go in every night and you have like groupings of them. It's like tonight we're stealing the sleep from Group A.
Yeah.
Steal the sleep from them, and then the next night it's like tonight we're stealing from Group B. Suck it all up.
Because it's really not that hard. You think of it, it's like an hour from 8 people or 20 minutes from 40 people, or
Oh yeah, depending on how big we want this cult to be.
Yeah.
Just depends. Yeah. But,
I did that math totally wrong. I meant 24 people, but yeah.
Yeah, if you're, 1 hour. I mean, if you're looking for 8 hours of sleep a night, you could just get 8 people and take 1 hour every night. Like, hey, dude, you're going to want to sleep 9 hours tonight. Why? Because
I need that hour from you.
you're going to feel like you slept for 7 if you sleep for 8. So
Yeah.
just letting you know, maybe sleep a little extra. Snooze that alarm a little bit, okay? The carrots will be fine. Assuming he's got to, like, wake up and go harvest the carrots in our garden. Because it's a cult.
And it could be abused. It could really, really be. I mean, think, if you deprive someone of all of their sleep every night, put them into, like, a state of
Well, yeah, they'll go
manic, insanity, like... And eventually they would just die, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they can only not sleep for so long.
Nobody would ever know it was me.
The sleep pyre.
Local cult leader denies any allegation that he has anything to do with his followers dying of sleep deprivation. They just have such an amazing respect for me that they don't sleep because they're just thinking about me all the time.
It's so funny to see, like, those type of people interviewed, like, to a cult leader. They'd be like, so, after all said and done, sir, what does your wife think about it? Which one? These are all my wives and sisters and brothers.
Cult leaders are weird.
Yeah.
Do you think they're doing it, like, on purpose, or do you think, like, they actually believe the bullshit that they have?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's times for both, but
yeah, I think a lot of them are so, like, narcissistic, self-absorbed to where
That
they
they
convince
believe
themselves that they have this
forerunner of God.
Yeah. And, do you say that they're the looniest or the people that follow them and be like, because I think some of them could be maybe a little charismatic, but
Yeah, I generally think that it's more labeled as, like, victims, as people who follow
Right.
them, because the cult leader is specifically looking for these people who are malleable,
right.
But
Or like broken people, that are looking for something. Like,
yeah, I definitely think, like, they have issues as well, but
yeah.
whether or not it's of the fault, because I don't know. I feel like nobody could get me to join a cult.
That's just what I'm thinking about, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see any reason. Like, someone would be like, yeah, give up everything you have and come do this. I'd be like, fuck no. That sounds like shit.
Yeah.
I don't take direction too well, though. There are people who kind of want to be directed, though,
Yeah.
They don't really want to make the decision for themselves.
Like, there's a comfort in that, yeah.
They want to be told this is the right way, and it's like, oh, good, I have a plan,
Yeah, because this guy is essentially assigning your value.
Yeah.
That maybe you didn't feel that you had beforehand. It's like, I need you here
Yeah.
to take an hour of your sleep every night. Why? You're not ready to know.
Once you achieve the ranks, you get 5 people to sign up, and then we'll tell you a bit of information, and then they get 5 people each to sign up, and then we'll upgrade you again. Pyramid scheme cult, baby. Sign up now.
Yeah.
www.imacult.com.
I'm not a cult.com.
Oh, we don't lie in this cult.
You're just, I mean, I feel like there would actually probably be more people joining if they're just like, we're a cult. I'm kind of a weird guy, a little self-absorbed. I'm probably going to manipulate you, but you might get a little money out of it. Like, people be like, money?
Money?
Oh. I'll give you a place
Easy
to
money?
stay. You can just be one of my wives or husbandos. That's it.
We have one big bed where we all sleep.
It's just a house where they've replaced the flooring with mattress pads,
Yeah.
just cut perfectly.
It's just a big square box. It's the sleeping room. That's where we go. That's where I absorb all their rest.
I always thought that could be dope. like a room with a mattress just cut out perfectly for flooring.
Yeah.
You just walk in, plop down, and you have a slumber party. You have 20 people over. Just, hey, find a spot.
That's what I wanted to do when I was wanting to buy storage units and bury them and build a house underground out of storage units. I wanted the bedroom to have the house be deep enough down to where when you walk into the bedroom, the entire floor is a bed.
Yeah.
But instead of the storage unit being like this, it's vertical. And the whole top is ground level, and it's a window. So, like, on a rainy day, it's a very high ceiling, and you can just see it rain tapping on the glass. But it's far enough away that, you know,
cool.
Noise won't really affect you or anything. Glass will be thick, but you can get that natural light that's far away, so it stays
diffusing
dark.
in, yeah.
But I thought that would be a really sick bedroom. Just a huge bed. You just walk in, and you can just fall down immediately.
Now, the only challenge I think would be if the bed starts getting messed up, you know, like a bunch of holes and shit and tears. It's not easy to replace that mattress.
No.
It's the whole damn floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of like a way, but
just a giant water bed. It's like, whatever you do not pop this.
I think realistically you'd have to like, you know, line a bunch of mattresses together. And there'll be cracks and stuff you'll have to deal with, but at least then if there's a problem with one, you know, you can pick it up, pull it out, and just replace the one.
Yeah.
And then you could have different levels of firmness too. So, you know, on the left side of the room could be super firm for like chilling activities. You know, you put a TV over there and stuff. And then the right side is like super soft, so you can just like sink in.
Well, that's the other half to the idea. You know, you have the floor as a mattress. And then the ceiling, it's not a ceiling, but a giant monitor or TV screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't know how much I'd use it. Laying down and just watching, I feel like that's like post-apocalyptic. I live in a cube, and I just lay there and watch TV because the air is unbreathable outside.
Yeah, maybe it's not so great, but... Dude, have you ever laid on a waterbed?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I'm not a fan.
I feel like before I had laid on one, I always thought like, oh, waterbed, like that sounds cool. Like that must be comfortable. Got on one and I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'm sure there's better ones than others, but how much can you really do? It's all filled with water, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so weird. I haven't thought about waterbeds. I haven't thought about waterbeds in a long time.
Yeah.
My buddy across the street, when I lived in Phoenix, had a waterbed, and I hated it.
Yeah.
I'd go over there. Getting on it, it like bounces around and stuff. You're
yeah.
Like, boom, boom, boom. You got to try to like... And what if it pops? It's so much water.
Yeah, you can't really... It's not stable. You can't like sit on it comfortably watching TV. You're like... the whole time.
You're just going to move around. If you move it all in your sleep, you're going to...
Yeah.
It's like sleeping on a fucking boat. Why do you want that?
Oh, a waterbed on a boat.
Oh, my God. That'd be awful.
I mean, imagine, though, if you're getting intimate, it does all the work for you.
I think that's
you just
the
catch
allure.
Momentum. Yeah.
I think that's why people like waterbeds. Because you can definitely, like bounce, you know, and just find that rhythmic flow. Yeah, you know, maybe we get a waterbed.
And then you lay there afterwards. You're just like, God, we need another bed. All right, man. Well, I think it's about time we touch on something we have both seen.
Mm-hmm. This is the one I wanted to ask you about, too.
Yeah.
Do you want to say it?
Shield Hero.
Yeah. Shield Hero. Something's rising. And it's not the Shield Hero.
Oh, that made the whole episode. Man, so this was so anticipated. I feel like after Shield Hero was done, I couldn't wait for more. And it's been like a hot minute, dude. Like, what, 2 years?
I think more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was well before the pandemic that I had watched Shield Hero.
I mean, that shield's getting a little limp at this point, you know, in fucking raccoon years. Reptilia should be dead by now.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a minute. But everyone's stoked. We're just thinking, this is going to be a banger. And it's good. It's a little slow.
Yeah. That's what I was saying is like a lot of people, you go into the comments on Crunchyroll and everybody's like, man, real disappointed with this season.
Yeah.
But I don't want to come to, and maybe I'm just coming to the defense of it because I really like Shield Hero.
Yeah.
And it's like the last season ended at a point that was pivotal, like he's not hated anymore. He's the lord of this land. Like things are going well. So coming back into this, especially after such a long time, it's like, it's a mixed review in the comments. It's like, oh man, I'm really disappointed with this. And then you got the manga readers that are like, no, just it's this part. This is the slow arc. The waves have kind of slowed down and this is a bit of filler. It's something big just happened. So now it's like the side story. And it's not too crazy, but.
Yeah, and it's necessary. They need that build up, because it can't just always be boom, boom, boom. You know? And they're giving you a lot of context here and you're learning about some new characters, but I'll just be honest. I completely forgot about the green-haired girl that was part of the Archer's party.
Yeah.
When she was there, I'm like, is this a new character or something? They act like they know her. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
I think it happened like right at the end.
Yeah.
It's like she got rejected and like, leave this party. And then now Fumi's like, you can join my party. Now she's his slave. I thought that was funny.
I feel like, and the only like thing you have to go through to be a part of his party, are you a girl? Good, you're in. You notice how there's no other guy in his party?
Yeah.
Like at all?
Yeah, to be fair, he did try to team up with the other Cardinal heroes, that were guys. He wanted to, but they were like, no, you're not allowed to team up. And he's like, okay, fine. Then, I'll develop a team.
Yeah.
He's kind of just taken what he's gotten at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's just, that's just the nature of the writing. That's the story. They can't put another guy in there. I hope they do, though. Like, I feel like Naofumi needs a boy,
Yeah.
Like, he needs a homie.
Or a little, like a femboy,
Oh, God.
Or someone else with a shield. How great would that be? Just another shielded person.
Just, there's no point for them to have a shield.
Yeah.
Their shield is not his or nearly as good. I don't know. I enjoyed watching it, but I definitely see that this is the slower part. And I think what is the real upset is that I think the season's only going to be 13 episodes, and then who knows when we're going to get more.
Yeah.
So it's going to end on a slow note, and we're going to have to wait even longer. So this is basically just like the little tease of like, oh, you thought it was going to be something great, but.
And how comical, how have the stars aligned that this slow fucking season is literally about a slow fucking tortoise they're trying to stop slowly.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's just a little bit of self-awareness in the writing of like they knew this was a slow part, but I think the turtle is cool. I just think
cool,
like an entire civilization of people living on the back of this great tortoise.
That's a thing. That's like a what's the word I'm looking for, man? Like not folklore, but like a mythological thing. The tortoise, like the world tortoise, or you even see it in Pokemon. They modeled that one grass type, that like the trees on his back. Like, that's all based off the same
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, there's always the big ass
tortoises.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a tough tortoise, but
it's even in World of Warcraft. In the what expansion was it? I don't think it was Mists of Pandaria. Battle for Azeroth or whatever. Yeah. Battle of Azeroth. There's a tortoise that you gotta like go talk to, and I think you can go on his back and stuff. So it's very prevalent. It's always a cool trope. But it is funny that it's like, oh, slow part of the season. It's a turtle.
I'm gonna laugh though if like he ends up absorbing the tortoise and he gets like a turtle shield. You know it's gonna happen. He's gonna get the turtle shell shield.
Do you think he's gonna absorb Ost, the girl, the familiar?
Maybe if she doesn't just join his party or something.
Yeah, she ends up being able to survive without the tortoise being alive.
Yeah,
she just joins his party. That's realistic too. I think it'd be cool if he didn't absorb the tortoise itself, but he absorbed her and got that power.
Yeah,
because I think it would be like a close to that chapter.
Like I'll always be with you kind of thing.
Like in Slime, the reincarnated as a slime, that girl he meets from Japan in the beginning, but she's withering, so he absorbs her, or the dragon and stuff. Like I think those are really cool bits. I really hate it. I want to see those characters stick around, but I think it's a good way to like show that the stakes are real, kind of. So
yeah, it gives a little more of a realistic element to where it's not everyone escapes death all the time. Like, someone's got to die.
Yeah, it's not all rainbows and sunshine here.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
And it's an appropriate character to where you get close to him, but it's like, if Raftalia dies, then people are like, oh fuck, that'd be a big upset.
I'll stop watching the show. Fuck that.
Yeah. Or like,
can't kill Raftalia.
Yeah, it would be like in Sword Art if like Asuna died, because you could kill off, Sachi. And I like Sachi.
Who?
I don't know, but she dead. But yeah. So I think though, God, dude, I didn't even know that 13 episode thing. Now I'm just like, damn. Like in 24, I feel like they could bridge it into like the latter 12 being an additional arc,
they easily, and that's what the first season was like 24 episodes or something, right? And that's why it had so much to it. It was a decently long story, but I think it is still like, it's probably still going to be labeled as season 2, but it's just going to be like the next 13 episodes are going to come out next year.
Dude, I'm just hoping it's not another like, it doesn't die, but it becomes a sleeper, like the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like was popping when it came out, and everyone was hyped on it. And then season 4 came out. I think it was like 3 or 4, and like no one gave a shit.
Yeah. Because it was set up so cool. 7 Deadly Sins was so cool. And then for some reason, I went back and I saw that there was a new season. And I started watching it. And I was like,
boner kill.
What is going on here?
It was just...
I still think that guy that gets his power from the sun is pretty cool.
Oh, he's so cool. Yeah.
He's a bit of a badass.
Yeah.
And I liked the demon arcs and stuff when those started coming around, but then it just got bad. Bond was cool up until the end of the series, and then I was like, this guy's a loser.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit about him.
Yeah, and you see it in so much, man. Even in Black Clover, like, you haven't really watched that one, right?
Yeah, I hate Asta's voice.
Yeah.
It's like a more obnoxious Naruto.
Yeah. Besides, like, some of the comic relief I think was ill-placed throughout the series, but like, it was good, and like, definitely, especially towards the end, it was like towards 150. I think that was the cap. It was like getting so good, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna finish it with a movie, but there's like so much story left where it's kind of like, that was a major disappointment. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't sit through that one, but hopefully Rising of the Shield Hero will get better. I'm not counting it out. I still think I enjoyed it, but I hope that we don't have to wait another couple years for the next part, I hope this doesn't flop it so much that the studio doesn't think that it's worth it to continue, and then it dies here,
Right. Because, I mean, I have a little speculation, but I think it would be cool to see this, but like, let's say at the end, because you never really see them go back to their world after being isekai. They're always like, oh, I'm just going to live my life in this grand new world. But what if he goes back, dude, like flies out of that book, but Raftalia comes with him as a normal human girl, and like Philo, whatever, comes as just a normal ass chicken, and he like gets to live on with him, but back in his normal life. But now he has the girlfriend and the pet chicken.
It basically becomes the prequel to My Little Monster.
Yeah.
Dark. He kind of looks like the main character.
Yeah.
The girl kind of has Raftalia's hair color, and then they have a pet chicken. So
yeah, that could work.
Could work. We'll see.
We'll see.
Do you want to go over this pairing?
Yeah. So, put a lot of thought into this one. It's something that was very.
I know you were hyping it up. You were saying that this is probably the most in-depth pairing that you've done to date.
Yeah. So, drum roll, please. The much anticipated beer pairing. We are doing Sonoran
Ta-da.
White Chocolate Ale with None other than something that's not anime, Invincible. And there's a very good reason for that.
Lay it on me.
His suit's white.
Is that like metaphorical or?
No, just literally because he has a white suit, and this is white chocolate. That's the pairing. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see how this beer is. Woo!
I thought it was gonna be darker.
Cheers.
It's got a bit of an interesting smell. Doesn't really smell like white chocolate.
I kind of get that. Whoa.
It tastes chocolatey.
That's actually pretty tasty.
It's got like that like a rich chocolate. You
Yeah.
know?
Like kind of that cocoa butter white chocolateness to it. Yeah.
Have you ever had the Hershey's cookies and cream bars?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it tastes like. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But as like you would think a beer that tastes like chocolate, you think of like a stout or a porter. Like this is still light.
yeah.
It's not like a heavy beer.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not a bad drink.
That's pretty good. But
It's a little more on the sweet side, but it's got it is that lightness that you were talking about. You know, it's like it's an easy drink. Usually with like tastes like this, you know, you'll see me make a face like
yeah.
I gotta like breathe out afterwards. But this one is very subtle. But not the flavor, but
Yeah.
the way it goes down is very subtle.
I'm gonna be real. It's a lot better than I expected. I was not expecting it to be this refreshing and taste this good.
Yeah, honestly, when we picked it up, I wasn't really stoked on it. It was just kind of like, oh, let's pick this up because it's interesting.
Yeah.
But it is pretty good. It's got that, you know, we were talking about Kieran. Kieran's very dry, but it's kind of got like that dry feeling when it goes down, you know?
Yeah.
It's not too overpowering, but the flavor is a lot more poppy. It definitely has that cookies and cream Hershey's bar flavor.
But yeah, just to touch on it a bit. No, actually, I think this would be great to have something refreshing, a little sweet to take the edge off of the fucking brutality of watching Invincible. Like, you definitely,
Yeah.
especially watching some of those grotesque scenes, you can't be drinking anything heavy there.
Yeah. You need
Yeah.
something to drink, but it'd be good if you were drinking something. I mean, even like just a Chico, you
Just
know?
a Chico. You honestly, forget all of our pairings. You could just probably pair Chico with anything.
What do you think?
Oh
it
my
would be
God, he's
like
going to do it.
if you
Like a
mix,
strawberry white chocolate guava little.
mix Topo Chico and the Sonoran white chocolate.
I'm curious, bro.
It's not bad.
Not bad?
It's not bad. I'd say once you get a little
Yeah.
lower, pour a little Chico in there.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Man. So I'm just going to read a little bit off the can. This seems kind of funny. So, white chocolate ale. It says, "Are you bleep serious?" It's kind of like the number sign, asterisk, all that. But yeah, are you fucking serious? This tastes just like white chocolate, but it's not. Or is it? Why worry about the details of what it is or isn't when you could just sit back and enjoy all the things that make your white chocolate ale so damn delicious? While you're at it, let's think about all the cool stuff we did today or didn't do. Either way, this is the perfect time to find yourself.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time for you as well. What's the guy's name in Invincible?
Omni Man.
It's a perfect time for you as well, Omni-Man, to learn about who you are as a person.
And murder everyone in the process.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the show, but
Yeah.
I do want to watch it.
Yeah, I'd say, dude, yeah, when you have some time, like if you're thrown on as a sleeper, but just picking up some of it, it is fucking... This is from a guy that's not huge into Western animation. Like,
Yeah.
being stoked on it.
Yeah, I noticed when I came home and I was like, is this that show?
Yeah.
What's it on?
So it's on Amazon exclusively,
Prime?
so with Prime, yeah.
Okay.
I think I actually used your Prime to watch it.
Yeah,
It was
well,
already on the TV.
Everything signed in on that TV is mine, so
But
it doesn't matter.
there you have it. So good beer to drink.
I'm sorry, but
No.
I'd actually be
Give it to
surprised to think about how many subscriptions you still pay for and just use mine
Dude,
that are on the
I haven't used my
computer.
Crunchyroll since I moved here. Because yours is locked in. And I'm too lazy to sign out.
It's
sign
like,
back in.
dude,
Yeah.
Crunchyroll is my longest running subscription.
Yeah.
I think I've had it for like 6 or 7 years and like never stopped paying for it.
Yeah.
It's just that's been always the one. When I cancel everything, that's the one I keep because fuck those ads, dude.
Yeah, fuck the ads. And I use it when I go to San Diego and stuff. I'll use my Crunchyroll, of course, but you always want it, you know?
Yeah. It's never a bad one to have.
Never a bad one. I mean, I think Funimation, I quit that one just because it's been absorbed and they're not putting anything new on, so why pay for it?
Now.
High Dive, I think I have to renew, but like that's just one where it's like you can't find the show anywhere else. High Dive might have it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Nana is one I had to use High Dive for, but yeah. Anyways, tasty white chocolate beer with a tasty hero show. Throw a little Chico in it. Never hurts
Topo
anybody.
Chico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give that a try. The glass bottle strawberry guava Topo Chico and the Sonoran white chocolate. Just mix it a little bit. It's good.
You could actually call us the 2 Drink Research Club.
That's what the D stands for.
You mix 2 drinks together. But yeah, this could be the 2D special. Next time you pour yourself a white chocolate strawberry Topo Chico, you're like, you want a 2D special? Impress your friends. Impress your mom.
Hey man, you want a 2D research? What's that? Well, let's find out.
All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. Take care. Have a good one. Peace out.